Count your many blessings, name them one by one, and it will surprise you what the Lord has done. Count your blessings, name them one by one. Count your blessings, see what God has done. Count your blessings, name them one by one. Count your blessings and see what God has done. It's Friday. I celebrate, but I have to work tomorrow and I'm doing overtime. So yay! But extra money for the holidays and gifts that I have yet to buy. Next week is Thanksgiving. I don't think we'll have a video on Thursday, but we'll see. Mostly depends on excuse me, those parents. This video is a reenactment of a robbery up in, I think it was Butte. I gotta ask Mr. Joe. But it was kind of fun, so hopefully you guys will enjoy it. And of course, before all that, we have a race. I chose horse races because horses are in this reenactment. Are you ready? Here we go. Shout out time is a shout out just for you. You support me, so I support you. This shout out is for our friends. Let's see who it is today. Alright, let's try this again. Come on. Come on. Alright, there we go. Now there's Sandra, there's Nut Podcast, there's Joel, there's Josie, there's Jerry. Josie's there twice for some reason. Railroad, Travis, Adventure, Hippie, Laurel, Stats, Ninja, Shadow, Jerry, Railroad, Rushmore, Sandra, Mayhem, Crazy Train, Mind Folk, Raven, Pidge, Love and Live, Sandra, Driving, Railroad, Adventure, Scully, Jason, Capina, 5Cam, Tishu, Michael, Yeesh, Michael, well, you're getting the lead there, Louisa, and it's gonna be Hippie. Hold on a minute. Alright, this is Mr. Wandering Hippie. He is, or was, a cop watching channel. There's some shorts. Mostly it's become a hangout place. I missed the last couple ones. I need to catch up. But it's a good place to hang out, relax, chill if you're up to it. Interesting picture.
More powerful, because it's more powerful.
So yeah, so as you can see some conversations. He's got some peoples on there, and they're talking about parasites and porn bombers, all kinds of fun things. Interested in checking out more information, check out Mr. Wandering Hillbilly, like, share, comment, not Wandering Hillbilly, Hippie, oh my goodness, Wandering Hippie, like, share, comment, and have a good weekend.
Me neither.
Please, officer, he's not here either.
2015. Yeah, you do. I was here in 2014. You see the horse guys?
In beautiful Belfast, South Dakota. Yeah. Thank you for coming. I'm Calamity Jane, and I'm Mighty excited to be kicking off this here reenactment for you. Before we get started though with the reenactment, I want to introduce you to some prehistoric troublemakers, not from 1897, but from millions of years ago. I'm talking about the dinosaurs of Hill Creek. My friend Walter and Heather are here to let you know, in on a secret, and let you know some information about the museum they just opened up here in Belle Fourche. So put your hands together, let's welcome Walter and Heather.
All right, check 1, 2. Whoa, watch out, landmines. Well, greetings, everybody. Thank you guys for coming out. I appreciate it. As Michaela said, my name is Walter Stein. I'm from the new Dinosaurs of the Hill Creek Museum. And we deal with dinosaurs, not these mammals. Creatures, my goodness. Anyway, they asked me to speak a little bit about the museum and a little bit about the Old West history and dinosaurs. A lot of people don't realize that dinosaurs and the Old West are kind of intertwined quite a bit. In fact, our third president, President Jefferson, is considered America's first paleontologist. He is, believe it or not. Jefferson named a number of fossils. He used to go around collecting fossils in Virginia and Maryland, and even a Megalonyx jeffersonian, ginormous ground sloth is named after Jefferson. And one day, well, they were sitting around wanting to expand westward, of course, and they went, Jefferson, when he sent Lewis and Clark. Who's heard of Lewis and Clark? All right, the famous Lewis and Clark expedition of 1805 was sent west by Jefferson, and Jefferson specifically told him, go and find dinosaurs and go and find other fossils out west. Lo and behold, south of Chamberlain, South Dakota, they actually found the bones of a 40-foot-long monster fish, according to Clark. Clark was hiking up along a bluff and found this 40-foot-long fish coming out of the wall. Well, it probably wasn't a fish. It was actually probably a mosasaur. Who knows what a mosasaur is? Yes, what's a mosasaur? I'm going to pick you on you in the back. Tell them what a mosasaur is. Excellent. Close. It's technically not a dinosaur. It's a marine lizard. It's basically a big lizard that figured out a way to swim. They could get to about 50, 60 feet long, and South Dakota has quite a few of them. In fact, we just got a new ranch that we're working with, and from a single 600-acre ranch, we already got 5 partial mosasaur skeletons, 2 sea turtles, and multiple fish. So, mosasaurs are pretty common around here in South Dakota, and Lewis and Clark found the first one. Now, who's heard of the Custer expedition of 1874? Custer, yes? What did we find during the 1874 Custer expedition? Gold! Everybody knows that story. Gold! That's right. Well, Custer, well, you can say what you like about Custer, but he liked to put on a good show. So when he came out of Fort Abraham Lincoln with over 1,200 people in this column of wagons and whatnot, trying to survey into the Black Hills, guess who he brought along with him? A paleontologist. See, right then, during the late 1800s, this was a time period in paleontology history where we call it the Great Bone Wars. Believe it or not, the Great Bone Wars was a period of time, and it was two rival paleontologists. One was named Othniel Charles Marsh out of the Yale Peabody Museum, and the other one was Edward Drinker Cope out of Philadelphia Academy of Natural Sciences. And the two rival paleontologists, they hated one another. They absolutely could not stand one another. You see, Cope, in 1858, well, he got something from Kansas. 1858 in Kansas, they found another one of those plesiosaurs, shipped it all the way out to Cope. And Cope loved this thing. He prepared it, cleaned it, put it up, used all of his own money to mount this specimen. And then he did this big journal, this big document, scientific description of it. Well, then he had a party, a big party, to unveil it. And guess what? One of his friends at the time, Othniel Charles Marsh, shows up. And Marsh looks at the skeleton and he goes, you put the head on the wrong end, dummy. Yes. What he found was this plesiosaur, a long-necked plesiosaur. Whoever knows what a plesiosaur is? No? It's a picture of a Loch Ness monster. Okay, Loch Ness monster, long neck, little tiny head, big tail. And at the time when Cope put it together, there wasn't too many complete ones. And so he didn't think an animal could have a neck that long and still get blood pumping to the brain. Remember, when they found this stuff in the 1800s, they didn't know what it was. They were just kind of describing it as they went. And Cope didn't know that an animal could have a neck that long. So Marsh pointed out his blunder and made fun of him in the press. Well, it would have ended there, except, well, Cope's feelings were hurt, his pride was hurt, and Marsh liked to pick on him. And so the two men would send people out west looking for fossils, trying to name more dinosaurs than the other guy. Dinosaurs like, well, let's see, Allosaurus. Who's heard of Allosaurus? Brontosaurus, Camarasaurus, Stegosaurus. The feud between those two rival paleontologists trying to name more specimens than the other guys got crazy. There were some times down in Wyoming, a place called Como Bluff. One of my favorite stories of the Great Bone Wars is Marsh's guys were sitting there on a dinosaur, a big brontosaur, big long neck, Apatosaurus. And they realized the snow was coming in, so they had to leave. They had to get out of there early. Well, rather than let this skeleton fall in the hands of the rival, Cope, the Cope's guys, because they saw him, they were watching, they were looking up on the ridge, watching at him. They decided to get out early in the morning, lined the thing with dynamite, and blew the whole skeleton up. Crazy. Another time, Cope's guys were sitting there, and they saw Marsh's guys watching them. So they got up in the middle of the night at 2 o'clock in the morning, and they took all the bones and they laid them out in this really weird chimera of a creature in hopes that Marsh would describe it and name it and be wrong too. But anyway, getting back to the Custer expedition, Custer brought with him, well, he wanted to bring with him Marsh. He called up Marsh and said, hey Marsh, I'm going on this expedition to the Black Hills, never been done before. Do you mind coming along with us? And Marsh said he couldn't. So he brought one guy, one of his PhD students, a guy by the name of George Bird Grinnell. Anybody know that name? George Bird Grinnell? No. Who's heard of Field and Stream magazine? Audubon Society. Yeah, that's Grinnell. Grinnell helped create both of those. But anyway, Grinnell was on there, and as they were riding south along the Little Missouri, the geologist, W.H. Winchell and Grinnell would ride their horses 20, 30 miles to the side of the column. And on that, in a spot south of Buffalo, South Dakota, they found the big leg bone of what he thought was, at the time, a mammoth. He thought it was a big mammoth. He wrote in his diary, I thought at the time this was a giant mammoth bone, but now I realize in hindsight that this must have been the bones of a giant saurian of some sort. That's the first description of a dinosaur bone from South Dakota. The first description. So whenever somebody says that gold was found in the Black Hills, you can then tell them it's also the first time dinosaur bones were found in the Black Hills. So, let's see. I don't have too much more time, so I'm going to talk one quick other story. There's one guy by the name of John Bell Hatcher. John Bell Hatcher, who's famous for finding over 30 Triceratops skeletons from 1889 to 1891. Well, Hatcher, he actually passed. He was over by Lusk in Newcastle, over there, working on those Triceratopses, and he was working for Marsh. And Marsh says, "Hey, I want you to go to Slim Buttes. I heard this rumor that there's dinosaurs up there." So he gets on his horse. He didn't want to go. He wanted to keep working on his Triceratopses. He jumps on his horse. He rides all the way up to Slim Buttes. Who knows where Slim Buttes is at? Yeah. Slim Butte's way out there. Ended up passing through one of my ranches that I'm working on, up by Deers Butte. We've been up there for 20 years digging up dinosaurs. And he passed through there, collected one bone, got back through Belle Fourche at the time in Minnesota, 1891. Right? Belle Fourche had just become established. And he passed through here, got to Deadwood, wrote a telegram to Marsh and said, there are no dinosaur bones up in Slim Buttes. I told you it was a waste of time. I didn't want to go. You sent me, I went, it's done. Leave me alone, I got Triceratopses to dig in Wyoming. Oops. He was one of the greatest fossil hunters in all the 1800s, and he missed the vast dinosaur bone fields between Buffalo and Faith. So, anyway, even the best of us screw up from time to time. Anyway, I'll leave it at that. Hope you guys can come by the Dinosaur Museum, learn more about the fossils in this area. This is one of the best places in the world to find dinosaurs and other marine reptiles. So please come and see us. We're having a big event, the Raptor Roundup, on the 3rd from 2 to 5. So if you got some kids and you want to have dinosaur costume, they get in the museum free. All right, cheers.
All right, thank you, Colin Partner. All right, from fossils to foot stomping, we're going to keep this show rolling. Next, I want to introduce you to a cowboy from Wyoming. All right, he's an old Wild West soul here in the plains of South Dakota. He's not really old, just an old Wild West soul. Coming to the plains of South Dakota, you folks are in for a real treat today. Please put your hands together for the musical talent of Robbery Lane.
Howdy. Let's see. So this first song was written by Ian Tyson, who's one of my personal favorites. And I don't know, he never got too popular in any other area of the country besides here, which is funny. But yeah, this one's called Navajo Road. Well, 2 eggs upon a whiskey toast, home fries on the side. Wash it down with a row house coffee, burns up your insides. They just canned Colorado diner and a waitress I did love. I sat in the back, ate an old stuffed bear and a worn out Navajo rug. Well, old Jack the boss, he left at 6 and it's Katie, bar the door. She pulled down that Navajo rug and spread it across the floor. Hey, I saw lining across the sacred mounds. I saw the woven turtle doves. I was lying next to Katie on that old Navajo rug. Aye, aye, aye. Katie, shades of red and blue. Aye, aye, aye. Shades of red and blue. Aye, aye, aye. Well, I saw Jack about a year ago, said the place burned to the ground. The only saved was his old bear tooth and Katie, she left town. Oh, but Katie, she got her souvenir too, Jack's bad at tobacco blood. We should have seen her come within the smoke, dragging that Navajo rug. Aye, aye, aye. Katie, shades of red and blue. Aye, aye, aye. Katie, whatever became of the Navajo rug and you? Katie, shades of red and blue. So every time I cross the sacred mountains and the lightning breaks above, it always takes me back in time to my long lost Katie love. But everything keeps on moving and everybody's on the go. Hey, don't find things that last anymore like an old woman Navajo. Aye, aye, aye. Katie, shades of red and blue. Aye, aye, aye. Katie, whatever became of the Navajo rug and you? Katie, shades of red and blue. Aye, aye, aye. So this next one is actually one that I wrote, and I tried to base it more on older cowboy trail ballads because I'm kind of a history nerd, you know. And yeah, this one's called "Destitute in Denver." Rode out west at $27, nothing but a dream in my hand. On the sway back Appaloosa with a stolen silver bit, ready to ride for the crown. I signed on to an outfit for the Goodnight Loving Trail, 10 riders for 1,000 head. That first night was too damn cold, just a blanket for a bed. I rode out of Texas with the wind in my hair, my coat on my side. Never once thought about turning back. I think I'd rather have died. We were deep in Indian territory, new moon, black as can be. The war party came and spooked the herd, unbeknownst to me. Started a stampede, no one had time to run. By the time the sun came up, I was the only one. I rode in to Denver yesterday, destitute and all alone. Didn't tell no one what happened. My lips made of stone. Now, folks, I just can't live begging to know why I survived. So I'm going to meet the man above, and I'm gonna ask him why. So this third one is one by a guy pretty similar to Ian Tyson, but not quite the same person, although even I get them mixed up. And kind of a familiar favorite around here. So. Anchovy across the border in the year of odd 16. The people of Columbus still hear him riding through their dreams. He killed 17 civilians, you could hear the women scream. Black Jack, perching on a dancing horse, was waiting in the wings. Tonight we ride, tonight we ride. We'll kill a Pancho Bill, make shots out of his hide, shoot his horse, siete leguas, and his 27 brides. Tonight we ride, tonight we ride. We rode for 3 long years, till Black Jack Pershing got it quits. When Jackie wasn't looking, I stole his fine spade bit. It was stomp on a stallion, so I rode away on it. To the Wachiwawan desert, so dry he couldn't spit. Tonight we ride, you bastards dead. We'll kill the white Apache for the bounty on his hair. Then we'll ride into Durango, climb the 4 stairs. Tonight we ride, tonight we ride. When I'm too damn old to sit a horse, I'll steal the warden's car, wreck my ass out of this prison, leave my teeth there in a jar. He don't need no teeth for kissing gals or smoking cheap cigars. I'll sleep with one eye open and ape God's celestial stars. Tonight we rock, tonight we roll. We'll rob the waters and liquor store for the rainbow subtle gold. And if we drink ourselves to death, ain't that the cowboy way to go? Tonight we ride, tonight we ride, tonight we fly. We're headed west toward the mountains and the ocean where the eagle makes his nest. If our bones beach on the desert, we'll consider we are blessed. Tonight we ride, tonight we ride. Tonight we ride, tonight we ride.
All right, here we go. All right, folks, it's time. Let's set the scene. Now let's set the stage. All right, the year is 1897, June 28th to be exact. It was an early morning in Belfouche, and the town folks were just waking up. But see, trouble was already started. Back in them days, bank robberies weren't so rare. All right? The outlaws were bold, the banks were tempting, and the Wild West truly lived up to its name. But this one was different. Thank you. She missed her cue over there. But this one was different. See, the gang that hit up the Butte County Bank weren't just any old desperados. No, sir. It was the infamous hole-in-the-wall gang. They were a rough bunch of outlaws known far and wide, led by none other than the mean and merciless Harvey Logan, also known as Kid Curry. It was the deadliest guns in the Wild West. Bang, bang! And I know what you're thinking. Why Belfouche? Well, this little town was booming. See, in 1892, the railroad had come through, and it opened this as a hub for trade. So ranchers, cattlemen, cattle buyers, and cowboys were passing up money faster than you can blink, making it rain, if you will.
Yeah.
All right? So what happened there? How did it all go down? Who was involved? Well, folks, that's what we're going to show you today. So let me introduce my cast members here. We have the bank robbers, Tom O'Day, played by Jay Olson. Here's Jay Olson. There we go. Kid Curry, played by Clark O'Donnell. The Sundance Kid, played by Vern Ward. The Flat Nose, George Curry, played by Kyle Kirsch. The Bankers, Arthur Marble, played by Brian Odekoven. Harry Ticknor, played by Reese Rigberty. The Townspeople, we have Reverend Clough, played by Larry Schmaltz. Mr. and Mrs. Allison Giles, the shopkeeper, played by David and Audrey Pruitt. Constable Lee Brooks, played by Nick Fayville. The townswoman in the bank is Lori Ward and Maureen Odekoven, and our undertaker today is Jason Odekoven. All right, our cast is going to help me map out where the buildings were, because folks, you were right in the same spot that bank robbery took place many, many years ago. So our Butte County Bank, 1897.
You see the tree?
Come on, Cass, help me out. All right, to the west, the Wide Awake Grocery. The building next to it is the Bruce Sebastian Saloon. And we have the outhouse where Tom O'Day threw his gun. All right, now that we've set the stage, I just got a little piece of advice. Don't blink, don't wander. If we're going to save, hide your valuables. All right? Because, folks, I think it's time for a bank robbery.
One.
Go back there and check it out. Stay low for a while. Jam something out.
Hey, one. Hey.
All right. Buckskin's yours. I don't know, boys. Heck, a lot of people in town. Well, money's good, but I hope James Craig himself these bangs. Sure like to put a knot on that guy's head. Where's town at anyhow?
Moon.
Somewhere. If everybody hit, nobody will get hurt. Little rat! They're out. Got him.
I'm just a poor Methodist minister in the gospel.
This.
Money is for the poor. Oh, they're robbing the bank!
Out of here.
Hang on your horse. Hold your horses. Form a posse here.
Oh no.
Oh no.
That's one more.
Hold on!
I thought you were dead. I'm the Undertaker. What are you doing laying here in the middle of the road? Well, what have you been drinking, man? Whatever whiskey they got left in this town. Looks like there goes my business walking away. He's on yourself. Be awful careful. I got a trigger finger here. I pray for your wretched soul.
Yeah. Well now, looks like justice caught up with old Tom and the hole in the wall game. Now here's the best part. You ain't gonna believe this. After all that trouble, all that scheming and hard riding in Delphouche, what happens? Old Tom gets himself locked up in the very bank he tried to rob. Because the town jail had just burned down not long before, and the only place sturdy enough to hold the rascal was the bank vault. And what did they get for all that effort? Not much. When the dust settled, the lawmen recovered a measly $98 in bank money and $400 of Tom's own money. Let's be honest, was probably not all Tom's money. And that's how the Butte County bank robbery of June 28, 1987 took place. All right, let's hear for our cast members. Thank you, everyone. Our actors will be in costume for a short while. If you'd like to stop and get pictures with them. If you have any questions about the bank robbery, next year's bank robbery, please see Michelle Evans, as she's the person who coordinates everything. Have a wonderful 4th of July. Thank you for coming.